Hey guys, it's Vaughn, and today we're going into my kitchen. I'm going to be preparing three of my favorite plant-based meals that are easy, quick, anyone can do this. Today I'll be sharing step-by-step details, and I'm also listing all the recipes in the description box. And my beauty and lifestyle subscription box is just about sold out for November, so if you have not already signed up, be sure to click the link below. So let's get started with the first recipe. This one is going to remind you of something Italian. So we're going to start by boiling some hot water, getting ready for our spaghetti. For that meat texture and feel, I'm using the tofurkey Italian sausage. I normally get this brand from Whole Foods, and I think it's great for people transitioning from meat to plant-based. For 2 servings, I'm just chopping one of the sausages into bite-sized medallions, and I'm just going to save the rest for later. I'm going to set that to the side, and then I'm going to just chop up a habanero pepper, and I'm just going to add all of my ingredients to a pan with some hot oil. Next, I'm going to simmer this a bit just to blend all my ingredients and also to kind of get some crispiness on my sausage. For my sauce, I'm going to add about half a jar of marinara. I'm going to stir all my ingredients together and let that simmer a bit. That way all the flavors blend together and everything is heated all the way through. By this time, the pasta is perfectly cooked and drained, so I'm going to add that to my sauce, stir it all up, and I'm going to take it off the heat. Once the sauce is blended evenly throughout, it's time to plate. Or you can decide to just plop this on top of your pasta. It's your choice. This is a delicious, hearty pasta dish that is spicy and filling. As usual, I'm going to serve this with a glass of red wine. This next meal is one of my favorites, and it's probably going to remind you of a Thai dish. There's a lot of prep involved with this dish, so be ready for that. Right now I'm just sticking my wine in the freezer for later. This one starts with boiling water as well. Just make sure that you get your potatoes peeled and chopped. The potatoes take the longest, so I start with those. Next is the sauce, so I'm going to get my coconut milk in, and to that I'm going to add about 2 cups of water just to dilute it a little bit. Next I'm adding in my curry powder. This is a mild one, but we're going to spice it up a bit by adding in some chili powder. You could also spice this up with some fresh pepper. I'm also adding 1 whole can of chickpeas. Next, I got my firm tofu, which is amazing for this dish because it absorbs all the flavor of the curry. I'm just going to slice this into rectangular cubes. I'm going to save the other half of my tofu for later because I don't like food waste. Next, I'm going to add these babies to a pan of hot coconut oil. I like to lay these in the pan in rows, almost like dominoes, because it's quicker than putting them in one at a time. I'm going to season these with some salt and pepper, red pepper, chili flakes, and chili powder. Now that my curry sauce is at a nice simmer, I can add the fruit. Using a serrated knife, I'm going to slice this fresh pineapple. The pineapple adds a sweet and savory component to this dish. Also, nice texture and flavor. I'm adding the pineapples as well as the potatoes right at the end because I don't want to overcook these ingredients. I just want to simmer them. I also have some jasmine rice steaming on the side. I don't cook mine in coconut milk because it's enough fat in this dish as it is. As a garnish for this dish, I want to add some roasted cashews, so I'm just going to use a rolling pin to crush them. This tactic works like a charm. I also use this technique for my salads. And finally, I have my cilantro and lime ready as well. To plate, I'm going to start off with about 1.5 cups of the steamed jasmine rice. Right on top of that, I'm going to add my sauteed tofu. Next, I'm going to top this all off with those potatoes and chickpeas that have been simmering in that curry. Of course, I'm going to add some spoonfuls of that extra curry sauce. And finally, I'm going to garnish with some lime, cilantro, and those roasted crushed cashews. All of that awesome curry flavor is going to be soaked into that tofu and the rice. This is an amazingly delicious dish. Super filling, so much flavor, and very comforting. I make this when I want to treat myself. So in real time, about 25 minutes have elapsed, so by this time my wine is nice and cold, so I'm going to enjoy that along with my dinner. This next recipe starts off with 1 poblano pepper, 1 ear of corn, and about 2 cups of cauliflower. And of course tortillas, I'm using corn. The first thing that I'm going to do is to remove the kernels. I do this by simply slicing them off with a chopping knife. I love having corn this way, it's so fresh. The next thing I'm going to do is coarsely chop my poblano pepper, which is slightly spicy, which is great for this dish. Now that all of my ingredients are prepped, I'm just going to put everything into my pan all at once because they all take about the same amount of time to cook. I'm using this Kalamata olive oil. I like to stir it around first just to coat all of my ingredients, then add my seasoning so everything sort of sticks, and then I'm just going to leave it alone and let everything kind of steam. This is going to cook for about 15 minutes. Next, I'm going to add in some leftover pinto beans that I just had in the fridge. Now, I don't need these to cook, I just want to warm them. While that's happening, I'm going to prepare my plate. I'm going to take 2 corn tortillas and warm them in the microwave. I'm going to take that veggie mix and fill my tortillas. Now I'm going to garnish these very traditionally. I'm going to use some slices of avocado. I'm also going to add some cilantro and lime juice. And that's it, you're done. This took about 15 to 20 minutes. These are very delicious and filling. They're full of flavor, very fresh and crunchy. Love the flavors of this. This is one of my favorites. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed these 3 quick, easy, plant-based meals. Make sure you check the description box for details, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!